We've all been to school, we've gone to class, but of all the things you know you've learned, how many of those things do you remember? What do you really have to show for all that training besides the 3-ring binder? There may be a catchy little poster on the wall in your office, but I highly doubt you're using them on the job. The current system isn't working, and it's about to be replaced. What if training covered both content and experience? What if everything you wanted to learn you practiced, like you practiced when you learned to ride a bike? Consider a flight simulator where pilots in training experience a full range of in-flight conditions and learn how to handle them without risk to passengers or equipment. In the simulator, they crash, they fail, but they learn. Think of using that same concept for the complete air transportation system. They're all connected and they need to work as a system. We've applied this same concept to a virtual workplace, a flight simulator for lean transformation, where participants enter as a team and do the work required to produce a product. The business results in this simulation are a consequence of the interaction of all the pieces, the people doing the jobs, the processes they use, and the way they communicate with each other.
See how it breaks out there? So close that.
We accelerate experience by condensing time and events. The simulation is a safe place to practice what they're learning without the risk of damaging the real business. The real world is not the best place to experiment. It's time for a new system. It's time to practice what you've learned.
What the heck is going on here? Knocked it down and killed everybody off with the tool.
They crawled before they walked, and they walked before they ran. It's a process that you have to go through. You can't just jump into results.
Everything's changed. Great approach. It's almost like military. You cut us down, you tear us apart, you make us turn on each other, and then before you know it, we're a band of brothers. And we come together and everything turns out great. And
you allowed us to fail and then brought us back up.
See how it breaks out?
I think it really changed my perspective. I really enjoyed it.
We've shown drastic improvements. Our safety record has improved because of what we've learned, and we're continually improving.
It is sustained.
They learn that any operation, whether an airport or a hospital, an auto plant, a steel hauling business, or a pizza shop, is a system, and all the parts have to work together. They learn that they have to lead and follow wherever they are in the organization. They learn the importance of clear communication, how to resolve conflict, and how to work together as a team.
We need to form teams, fix the problem, and then communicate it to everybody else before we walk out the door of this place.
The difference between our method and all the others is this. Everybody teaches content. We teach too. But with us, you practice the content. And by repeated practice, you begin to gain real experience. In real life, that experience takes time to gain. In the simulation, we condense time and events, and we accelerate your experience.
We're all one freaking team here, right?
The team experiences stabilizing the operation, transforming it from a state of total chaos by using lean principles such as 5S, Visual Factory, the 5 Whys. They transform that chaotic operation to a smoothly running system. They practice using the tools and supporting process that they've learned, and they experience the effect. Whatever they do in the virtual workplace is recorded, and within a few short hours of performing in the workplace, their performance is reviewed in a formal debrief.
That date? No, unacceptable. You think I'm not going to pay attention? Intentions were good. Consequences were what?
Negative.
Unbelievable. What were your issues? Yeah, I don't need it. What were your issues?
What was mine? Had a couple people step in the red zone.
What else?
Near misses. Had a maintenance person get shot.
They're faced with the consequences of their performance, and they learn from that very quickly.
Who's the supervisor out?
Training officer is responsible.
Who's the supervisor out?
I am.
Proper breaks. How many breaks did you give?
Didn't give any breaks.
No breaks.
That was my responsibility to see to it they were given breaks. I dropped them all.
I get it now. When we did get there, it changed perspective.
We finally realized you have to have a plan.
It shows you when you're not organized what kind of chaos can erupt and how quickly. You learn how to start standardizing everything.
The cost went down, the productivity went up, the safety was there, slow down, think it through, make the fundamental system changes. Every time you think you're done, there's another improvement to be made.
Knowledge alone won't change your business, but experience will.
You had your self-directed deal with it.
Basic training in the Army, you tear them down before you build them up. And you've got a team.
It's not about you as people. This is performance, and that performance positively a business.
We learned so much.
Next supervisor.
We're actually going out and finding problems and fixing them before they do become a problem.
Of all the things you know you've learned, how many of those things do you know you remember?
Something I'll hold on to for the rest of my life.